Spirit Airlines is the butt of every flying joke. They're the airline that brought to the US the fee model that every major carrier now depends on, and somehow still ended up going bankrupt twice. In its early years after going public, Spirit Airlines pushed an unbundled fare model in the US. It reported ticket revenue for the seat and non-ticket revenue for everything else: bags, seat assignments, priority boarding, and more. If we map out revenue per passenger flight over time, the split between those two things starts to widen. Starting around 2005, the ticket, shown in gray, is most of what each traveler pays, and non-ticket is a small add-on. But by the mid-2010s and into recent years, the non-ticket revenue portion, shown in yellow, grew to where the fees make up roughly half of the revenue per passenger. That steadily growing non-ticket slice is what lets Spirit keep the headline fare low while still pulling in much more revenue from each passenger than the price on the ticket would suggest. Legacy carriers watched Spirit prove that people would tolerate unbundled misery to save money, so the rest of the industry followed them. The first big move came in 2008 when American Airlines became the first major U.S. carrier to charge for a checked bag on domestic flights. Then Delta rolled out Basic Economy around 2012, and United and American followed a few years later, explicitly pitched as a way to compete with low-cost carriers like Spirit. Today, ancillary revenue isn't a side hustle anymore, it's a pillar of the industry. Looking at the major airlines just in 2023, we see that ancillary revenue makes up a significant chunk of their total, specifically 17% for American, 16.8% for Delta, and 18% for United. But inside that ancillary bucket, the thing that really separates these big three from Spirit is their loyalty programs and co-branded credit cards. The way it works, banks buy miles from airlines in bulk, cardholders earn those miles by swiping the cards and can put them toward fare costs later, and the airline collects that cash up front, whether or not you ever actually use the miles to fly. Today, major airlines earn billions in cash this way before even selling you a seat. Spirit does have a frequent flyer program and some partner credit cards, but it never turned them into a massive profit center. Maybe it's because a reputation built on the cheapest seat doesn't exactly cultivate the kind of customer who puts everything on a miles card. To visualize the pressure Spirit has been under after everyone else adopted and outperformed their model, we have to talk about revenue versus cost per available seat mile, which just means how much the airline earns versus spends for flying one seat a distance of 1 mile. When cost rises faster than the money each seat earns, the margin between revenue and cost disappears, which is a dangerous position to be in. On these charts, the green line is what each seat earned, the red line is what it cost in the past decade. You can see for the three big player airlines we discussed, the green line consistently stays above the red line, apart from the year of the COVID pandemic. But on Spirit's graph, cost has been floating above revenue for the past few years, producing negative operating margins and 2 bankruptcy filings. Ultimately, the airline that introduced the unbundled model to the US couldn't survive once everyone else did it better.